The Integra has been around for 4 generations. We've seen it as a 2-door, a 4-door, and even sometimes a sedan. But this is a performance vehicle that has luxury and it has a lot of premium features. Now there's a lot of competition in this area, but the big question is the 2023 Acura Integra better than its competitors? And we're going to show you both the inside, the outside. We'll show you under the hood, we'll take it for a drive, and then in the end we'll talk about cargo space, price, the pros and cons that we experienced, and then we'll give you a little bit more information that you might not get anywhere else. If you're looking at some of the competitors, don't forget to subscribe and click that little bell for notifications because we've reviewed all the competitors and the list will be down below in the description. Now when you're looking at this vehicle, you're going to see some changes right out of the box. You've got your LED headlights and you'll notice that around this grille, there's no more chrome trim. Now remember, this is a direct competitor to the Honda Civic Si, which we've also reviewed, but it's different in a lot of ways. It's more performance oriented and it has some bonuses over the Si, and then there's other cases where the Honda Si, as we'll compare throughout this video, is actually better. It's also a lower price point, of course. You'll notice that this lower splitter here is in black. They did a nice job making this vehicle look sporty. They took off all the chrome and this beautiful white pearlescence paint really stands out. Large Acura logo in the front, and as you notice some of the details along here, you're seeing that Integra embossed right here into the front bumper. You'll notice that this is an A-Spec, so this is the top trim level, and it does come in both an automatic and a manual transmission, and we'll talk about that when we drive. There's one thing to note, this vehicle only comes one way, and that's front-wheel drive. It does not offer that super handling all-wheel drive that Honda and Acura uses in a lot of their other trim vehicles. Now, this are 18-inch wheels that are beautiful black alloys, and it's riding on a Conti Pro Contact tire. Now, you can get different tires, there's optionals, so you want to make sure to get the one that works best for you. Going further back, you're going to see this black trim all around the outside. It is both shiny and flat, and it gives a nice variance in the look. Body color mirrors, which I think are nice, and has your blind spot detection inside as well. They did a nice job integrating in that satellite antenna. It's not ugly. They did a really good job, and the gas door is on the driver's side. Coming around to the back, you're going to see this slope sports coupe design with a nice little black rear wing. Acura logo, A-Spec to remind people that you bought the cooler trim level, and that Integra again is embossed in the back. LED taillights as well, and a nice black rear valance, and the exhaust is chrome tips. They did a really nice job with the design, and it is an improvement, but it also has that throwback feeling of the previous Integras. When it comes to visibility, there is a backup camera, and I have the vehicle set up for the side view mirror to tilt down really good so you don't run over anything, and there is rear cross traffic alert, and our tech package that's on our test vehicle also has front and rear park assist, which is very helpful. And a round view camera is not necessary, but it's important you know what's available on this vehicle before you go and compare it to some of the competitors. Now when it comes to seating, the 8-way standard power on the driver's side is standard. You can get the optional 12-way power seat with lumbar on the driver's side. Unfortunately, the passenger side does not have lumbar. It is a 4-way power seat. But I have to say the seating surfaces here are really impressive. You can get synthetic or vegan leather. We used to call it pleather when we were kids, same thing, plastic leather. But this also has the suede upgrade, really, really pretty seats. And this color pops, especially with the trim details that were chosen on this vehicle. I wish there was a flat bottom steering wheel to give it that more sportier look. It's not necessary. There is heated seats and a heated steering wheel. Here in the second row, there's a few issues. Number one, I'm tall, I'm 5'8", but there are people that are a lot taller than me. And if you're over 6 feet tall, you may have a problem with hitting your head on the roof because of the design of the vehicle. I'm all legs and shorter in the torso. So for me, it works, but it may not work for you. So it's important you sit back here or put child safety seats back here to see if they fit. There are 2 latch systems, and this vehicle does seat 3 tightly across the back. Now when it comes to features, starting with behind the passenger seat, there's a little pocket. Behind the center console, no vents. I'm actually sweating back here with the vehicle running and the AC on. So this is something, again, it's a personal thing for you. Does this work? Are you using the back seat or not? It's important to note that there are 2 USB-A chargers. That's it back here. In the doors, you've got your ELS speaker, of course, just the door window lift and the door opener, and 1 spot for water bottles or whatever it is you're bringing. But this is important to note that this has less features than the Civic Si in the second row. Now, going to the center console, it has 2 cup holders built in, which I really like, and I'm a huge fan of this red interior with the white exterior. A beautiful color combination, and the interior design really is impressive. Standard features on the Integra include a 7-inch touchscreen and an 8-speaker stereo system. This screen is really easy to use, it's extremely intuitive, and if you own a Honda or an Acura product, you will feel very comfortable using it. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and USB ports are standard. Bluetooth, Series Eyes free, and a 10.2-inch digital instrument cluster, as well as a moonroof. Optional features include a 9-inch touchscreen, a 16-speaker premium stereo system, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, Amazon Alexa, satellite radio, HD radio, and 3 charge-only USBs, a Wi-Fi hotspot, wireless device charging the dual-zone automatic climate control, and the infotainment has a touchscreen with responsive menus, in addition to buttons that are easy to use, well spelled out, so that you are not confused how to use this vehicle the moment you get into the vehicle. Other features come along with this new honeycomb grille that runs across the center of the vehicle, memory seats for 2 drivers, really nice design cues. I really like this red, and it's got a head-up display, and this honeycomb grille is really nicely done. Very clean, very modern, and it uses these little sticks to adjust the vents to what you want. Standard climate control, easy to use, USB-A, USB-C, and wireless charging, as well as a 12-volt outlet. Going further back, my favorite manual transmission, real nice short throw shifter. And the left side of that, you've got your individual button, your sport mode for sport, normal or comfort, the auto off, and your parking brake and your auto hold. Then you've got 2 cup holders, a small glove box that does the trick. And of course, there's additional storage over these beautiful red seats. Really nice. It is vegan suede, but you know what? They did a really nice job making this look really pretty. When you're looking at this screen, you've got not just dials, but you have buttons. It is touch screen. You've got apps that are all right here, easy to use. Download some additional apps if you need to. Phone, satellite radio, AM and FM. The AM is over here. You get your Wi-Fi hotspot, your vehicle settings, and the Acura Link. All of this is here, super easy to use, and you can put your favorites down here on the lower bar. Really well designed. Thank you for having a touchscreen, because some companies are not offering that. The Acura Integra offers the Acura Watch suite of driver assistance and safety technologies. It's all-new single-camera system with a wide field of view, and this has collision mitigation braking, and it also has traffic sign alert, traffic jam alert, adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, and standard on every Integra is blind spot information, rear cross traffic monitoring, and of course in that technology package you get the rear and front parking sensors, as well as some additional safety features. Now, a lot of this can be adjusted very easily here within your drive modes. Under the hood is a standard turbocharged engine. It's available with a 6-speed manual or the CVT automatic, same as in the Civic Si. Under the Integra's aluminum hood is a VTEC enhanced double overhead cam 1.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine with 200 horsepower and 192 pound-feet of torque. If you choose to go with the manual transmission, there is no cost option offered on the A-Spec package with the technology pack. Fuel economy, 33 miles to the gallon combined. The Integra into the rev match and the sport mode with the manual transmission, which is my favorite little combination, and I'm really liking driving this vehicle. It gets 33 miles to the gallon combined, which is really impressive for a car that's fun to drive. Typically when they're fun to drive, like my kind of fun to drive, they get really crappy fuel economy. In this case, it doesn't. 33 miles to the gallon is pretty impressive, so they did a really nice job with that. I love this rev matching. It's really nice. If you know how to heel and toe downshift, which I do, that's great, but this is just that little bit better. Here we go. In sport mode, it is the most fun to drive. I've been driving it around town in normal mode and comfort mode and individual to kind of get a feel for what it's like. Transmission is excellent. really nice, easy to find the gates, short throw, nice shifter handle, and I appreciate the fact that it's available because in a lot of vehicles it's not, and I think they've done a really nice job putting this package together in addition to having a limited slip differential, which I think is a huge part of making this vehicle keep the tires down on the ground and getting the power to where you want it to be. They put that super handling all-wheel drive on almost every vehicle, but for some reason it's not on this vehicle. There might be a reason. We'll try to find out, and if I do get a straight up answer, I'll put it down in the comments below, but if you know and put it down there before I do, that's good too. The idea is if you're going to drive this car, you're going to have a lot of fun with it. You're going to drive it every day. It's got 4 doors, seats 5 people. You can go to dinner, go to school, do whatever it is you want. But then if you want to autocross this car, what a perfect vehicle for that. It's got the nice balance of performance, and there's a lot of upgrade parts you can buy through the aftermarket, which I think is really important. If you've owned an Integra before this trim level, I'd like to get your feedback on this because I think it's really important for those people that are Integra fans to really get a feel for this vehicle and compare it to the past generation. I think you're going to be pretty impressed. Let's move this down to the comfort mode, and then you can just drive it like an everyday car. There's no problem with that. Just cruising right along. The gauges turn to the blue around the outside, and it's all just a little bit calmer. Going into the next mode, your normal mode, this would be your combination of comfort and a little bit of performance. You can hear and feel that there are some changes to the way the engine shifts, just the whole sound of the exhaust, and that's a really nice balance because some vehicles you get a sport mode and there's no difference, and in this case there is a difference, and you will feel it, you will hear it, and that's really important because if you're buying a vehicle that you can use all year round, this could be one of them. Remember, this is front wheel drive only, so if you're going to drive it in the winter, you're going to need snow tires. Put this back into the sport mode, which is my favorite mode. I have to say, overall, this is a really nice package. And I think they did a nice job when you bring back a brand like Integra that has a reputation, that has past buyers that love this vehicle. You have to build to that level. They have done that. But when you're comparing this vehicle to the Civic Si, which I keep doing that because I think that they're pretty much the same vehicle, just a lot of different features between the two. It depends on your budget and what you're looking for. When it comes to cargo space, you got 24.3 cubic feet of storage, and underneath this cover is more storage. There is no spare tire. ELS Studio 3D speaker is back here. 60/40 split seats gives you 24.3 cubic feet of storage here. Put the seats down and you get even more, but believe it or not, it's slightly less than that of a Civic Si. When it comes to pricing on the Integra, it runs from $30,800, and if you buy the A-Spec and you load it up with all the goodies, you're at $35,800, which is a really nice sweet spot because there's a lot of competitors. You look at the Alfa Romeo Giulia, the WRX, the G70, the Civic Si's we've talked about, the CLA, Audi has competitors. Everyone's got competition in this segment for the most part. The domestics do not. So this is mostly an import competitor. There's so many of these vehicles. I've listed them down below in the description and we've reviewed them all, so you can check that out on our channel. Now let's look at the pros and cons of this vehicle. On the pros side, it's a really nicely built and designed vehicle, both inside and out. I love the design cues. In addition, there's a manual transmission. Many of the competitors do not have that, and that makes a huge difference. Plus, there's an automatic for those who don't like 3 pedals. As a 3-pedal fan, this transmission is really nice. All the technology is easy to use, and the vehicle itself was fun to drive. However, on the negative side, on the highway it was a little bit loud. The rear seats were tight, mostly because of the way of this vehicle slopes. But this vehicle is built and manufactured here in the USA, and that is a huge plus for those of you that work for Honda or Acura. Overall, I'm really impressed with the new Acura Integra. They did a great job, and this vehicle is running for North American Car of the Year, and its main competitor is going to be the Nissan Z-Car, which we've also reviewed. So this is going to be interesting. You've got 2 vehicles in that same category that have a certainly different draw. This vehicle is really special. I went to the store and some young kids came over. They were drooling all over the car. They were so excited to see the 23 Integra, asked to look at it and sit in it, and that's all great because that means there's a lot lot of interest in this car from the youth marketplace and also from those that owned an Integra in the past. Now, if you've owned an Integra, put that in the comments down below. If I didn't cover your question throughout this review, put it down in the comments below. I'll get you an answer. Let's open that conversation. I own one, I love it, I bought another one, or I bought something else. What did you buy? Because we want to learn from each other so we can all have car smarts. Now, if you want to see the other reviews, hear about this on our podcast, or check out my website, Car Coach Reports. All the details are down below in the description, as well as my social media. We appreciate your time for watching, and if you got value from this video, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you want to support our channel, check out our Patreon page. We do appreciate the view and the look, the like and the subscribe, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time.